All right, so now we have our area governor, Ian. You may recognize him from last year. Or 2 months ago.
Good morning. Good morning. Before I start this at all, I just want to acknowledge to our whole club that Maggie Kraft had actually volunteered for this role well before this Rotary year started.
I did it wrong. I did it wrong. I did it wrong. I did it wrong.
That's what it sounds like in my head right now.
So if you mute,
Yeah, I'm looking for me.
maybe I
There we go.
Can you hear me out there now? Sorry about that, Janice and everybody. And we're struggling with some of the slides and things like that. So it's Maggie who knows what this presentation should look like. So just be quiet, Maggie, please. Let me get a screen share going here, if I may. Share screen, the whole deal, why not? And we do have a little presentation here. So my role at this point is assistant governor. Let me start the slideshow. Beginning. Okay. Is to help be a facilitator for the northern area clubs. I'm the northern area governor for Crescent City, Arcata Sunrise, Arcata Noon, and Mad River. And so when their presidents or boards have concerns that they want to ask the district, I'm one of the helpers. There's many of us in the district that can kind of get those questions started and get them thinking, and then bring it to our district governor, Jennifer Strong, if additional help is needed. So that's part of my role. So I'm here to support all of us, all of you. And I've been visiting some other clubs as well, and I'm really happy to be here doing this in front of folks I know already. But one thing that I found in district service, as with my role in youth exchange, is that you go to any club and we're all Rotarians, we're all pulling in the same direction. And I really like to be part of that. And we all are part of that. So I encourage you, as you get out and about in our district or anywhere in the world, stop in at a Rotary meeting. Anywhere in the world, you'd be welcomed with open arms. And it's really cool to see how other clubs do things and what their individual unique cultures are. We all know when we walk into this room what the culture is, and it's fun. And I'm not as tired as I was when I walked into the room as I am now.
Did you say culture?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. I haven't figured out how to make it into a good sourdough bread yet, but we'll maybe get there.
Say culture.
Oh,
Definitely not cultured. So this year, I'm going to clubs and talking about the international theme and what our international president, Jennifer Jones, has in store for us. And we did get to meet with our district governor, Jennifer Strong, about a month ago now, was it? It feels like it was just yesterday. But and she made that a little more central to who we are and what we do. And Tom gave a nice talk about his Rotary Moments. So we'll be talking about Rotary Moments as well. But it is a history-making year. We have the first female international Rotary president ever nominated and ever elected. And I think when we get to some details about that, we can also be proud of our club for supporting that. the 2022-23 theme, we're going to talk about Imagine Rotary. We'll get to a little bit more in depth about that, about state of the district with regard to theme and opportunities to find our own Rotary moments. If you have already had them, or if you haven't yet, there's many more opportunities every time you step into an activity that we do. And then we've got some fun days coming up. I haven't personally met our international president, but I do know that she is definitely a leader in our community. Just a few things I noted here over the last few weeks. As the first woman president of Rotary International, she is definitely leading from the front in diversity, equity, and inclusion. And part of her goal for this Rotary year and going forward is to amplify diversity in our clubs. In particular, one of her objectives is to double the number of women in Rotary and double the number of people who are under 40 in Rotary. And we'll get into some statistics to show why that's important. Yeah, we can't all go backwards, right? Let me see here. So she sent a short video that I'd like to play for you that describes what her thoughts are about this international theme. And I'm hoping that I do this right and the audio comes through. I saw one use of minutes this morning when Howard asked for a special board meeting and said, Pakistan needs our help. Thank you, Howard. Great minutes spent, right? I saw Vanessa take opportunity of the minutes of time that we have in this meeting and say, guess what? We need a quick board meeting. Let's just do this. Great minutes spent. Thank you, Vanessa. Okay, our district is very strangely shaped for most. You know, Rotary divides districts by population / geographical area, and ours is, I like to call it the long stretch up 101. Basically, we have about a 4-hour, almost 5-hour, if you're going end to end, district. And so for programs like Youth Exchange, as Lazo is going to find out this year, a lot of times we travel to interact with the other Rotarians in our district. But what we found that of the 47 clubs from Crescent City to Petaluma, Crescent City at the north and Petaluma in the south. There are 2,095 members that would love to meet you. Some of them are in this room, and you already know. Across 6 counties, about 65% are male, about 35% are female. And this is part of what both Jennifers are talking about when they talk about how we could work on diversity, equity, and inclusion in our clubs. In addition, less than 40 or less than 7% are under age 40. 18% are 40 years old to 59. And hopefully most of us get the honor to reach these upper ages. Howard, welcome to the 6% club. We're proud of you. We all hope we get that privilege, right? It's been good for you, right? But one of the things I noticed in the statistic is the dramatic fall of the number of Rotarians between those latter 2 age brackets. Unfortunately, that's a sign of a physically dying organization, literally and figuratively speaking. And so how are we doing as a district? Well, we don't know if those are true numbers because 34% haven't given their age or their sex assigned at birth. So how are we doing in this? Yay! Yay. Thank you. You can read those numbers. 48% female, 46% male, and 3% undefined. There's actually 2 undefined. They come up in separate, but it's a total of 3%. So if you out there haven't seen DACTV and you haven't logged in yourself, please do and check if your age is in there, or contact AJ, our club secretary, to say, you know, I need to update my birth date, and we'll get those statistics in there and help close that 36% unknown and really understand who we are. Also, as a club, our member age is very diverse compared to most clubs in the district. We should be very pleased with what we've done to include our honorably aging population, as well as bring in young new life to our club. And that gives us the diversity to sustain what we do going forward into the future in perpetuity. If we don't do that, we vanish. So thank you very much to everybody who has brought all ages of members into our club to keep that diversity moving. We also, this is one that they weren't looking at, but I found this very interesting. In terms of years of service, you know, members coming in new to the club and members who have been here a very long time, we're very mixed in that. And it's very nice to see that, you know, our biggest block is in the 6 to 10 year, you know, means we've kind of hit that threshold where people are staying on. And that's a great sign for future of our club, that most of our members who made it past the first few years are sticking with us and participating. And then we also have a fair percentage of members coming in the first year. You know, 17% of our members are just in their first year of Rotary service. And so the opportunities that we can provide to mentor them and help them hit that 6 to 10 year and beyond is immense. Just imagine what we could be if we retain and engage the members that we've brought in over these last several years. So those are some thoughts on what we can do. Jennifer Strong from the Rotary Club of Lakeport, I got to go out there with Dustin at the changing of the guard, so to speak. And she gave a speech about looking inward at your club and reinventing and reinvigorating. And I think to a large extent, most of us in this room feel that we've been working on that in earnest. And I believe that. And I'd like to see that continue. And I know that all of you would as well. We created a Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Committee as an official committee of the club. First in the district, won't be the last. We have brought in new members during the COVID crisis. In spite of being online, I mean, who wants to go join a club where they don't get to actually meet anybody in person? And here we all are. So we have been doing that. I'm really, really looking forward to seeing what that next idea is. What else do we need to be looking at about ourselves and our community that could reinvigorate and reimagine for the people that have newly entered the room, and those that have been here a very long time and may be thinking, yeah, same old, same old. I'm still doing it, but you know, I've done this for 30 years now, and it's the same thing year after year. Some of that's good. You know, some of the things that we bring forward every year, like youth exchange when it's available, thanks to COVID's taking us aside, we're all very excited to be doing some of those things on repeat because they always are new. When we have a new student to our club and to our community, that's a refreshing and invigorating feeling, right? It's not the same old, same old. It's youth exchange, yes. We're always struggling to, get the events that we programmed organized. Marty stepping up and saying, hey, I'll lead it, but I'm not gonna be in town. Still leading it, even knowing that you can't be there to see it through, but there's a certain level of trust there that goes with being able to start something and say, here's the big idea, and then be able to hand that off and understand that all the rest of us are going to take care of it. That feels good, right?
It will feel good.
It will feel good when people step up, right? So one of the keys to reinvigorating is making sure that when people bring ideas to us, that next inspired or reimagined thing, get on board. Say, what do you need? How can I help? Right? Vanessa, you pointed out that one of the things that Dustin said is, what can I do? What do you need? Right? Yes, 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 yes. This started actually a couple of years ago as the 4 areas of what we need to do to achieve our areas of focus, increase our impact, expand our reach, enhance participant engagement, and increase our ability to adapt. I know that we've been very strong in increasing our ability to adapt. The minute COVID hit, we said, well, we still want to meet, let's go hybrid. Cool, we got that done. Enhancing participant engagement. I think our club provides a lot of opportunities to new members and existing members alike. However, sometimes it feels like there's so much, right? AJ probably gets tired just from writing the sign-up geniuses, let alone doing all that stuff, right? But that is needed. We need to have choices to make sure that there's something for everyone so that they can find their Rotary moment of this means something to me personally and I want to help, right? So keep those ideas coming through our club. We have some monthly challenges from our district governor. The Governor's Environmental Citation Award. This one, I got to say, Jennifer has made it so easy for clubs to participate and engage in her challenges. We can actually say, oh, we did that last month, but we forgot to write it up and go back and do that. So if you've done anything as a club member that you involved even one other club member and said, let's go, participate with Pack Out Green Team and clean up as a Rotarian, please let us know so that we can get that in our queue of things that we've done. But just a couple of weeks ago, Jennifer announced that the Rotary's 7 area focus grant, the 7th area, the environment, has increased to be available. It was starting at $200. Now it's $200 to $500, depending on the scope of the project. But basically, any environmental project that our club does, we can apply for or basically ask for a grant from the district saying, hey, we did this, we could use a little money to back that up. And there's no vetting process. Is basically they trust us to do the things that we say we're going to do and make it meaningful to the community. And so we can say, we got that next great idea, $500 is available to get that done. So keep that in your mind when you're looking around our community, get going, what can we do for the environment of our community and the place where we live that could use a little extra funding for that. Talk to Vanessa if you need to access that funding. It's a one-time shot, but it's available. New district teams, how many people participated in the survey that Jennifer sent around asking what things you're interested in participating in the district? Everybody remember, it's been about a month or so. If you didn't do it, please look back in your email, just search Jennifer Strong and you'll see it there. What she's trying to do is to form advisory teams within the district, much like we did with diversity, equity, inclusion in our own club. We have a committee to assist all the others. And that's the idea behind the district teams, is that we can have people who are knowledgeable in certain fields and able to commit a little bit of their time to mentor others, to bring other clubs in the district and other Rotarians in the district into the ability of what their ideas could be if they just knew how to get started. So consider serving in that capacity as well. District Leadership Academy is not full yet. There's still opportunity for a few weekend participants, a 2-day session for Leadership Academy, as well as a almost year-long, I think it's about 9 months in total. Do you recall? Did anybody in here do the full Leadership Academy last time it was offered? Okay. Yeah, it's pretty extensive, and it is the certificated program, but the district is willing to fund that for anybody who's interested in increasing your ability as a leader in your community, in your workplace, in Rotary. It's not necessarily focused just on how to be a leader in Rotary, it's leadership in general. And a big component of that has to do with recognizing people's potential and helping them discover how to amplify that. And then tell your Rotary story. No better way to have new members be interested in what you're doing than telling that story that really connects with you personally, because people can see that. When Tom was talking about, his moment, it's like, man, I wish I was there with him. That was really cool. For me, my moment came in a flurry of different things congealing into one specific moment. And it had to do with youth exchange. I was 4th year into serving in the outbound officer capacity, helping students prepare for and engage when they're abroad, and then make it successfully home and reintegrate here. And while I was at the North American Youth Exchange Conference, NIAN, a crisis came up with one of our students, as sometimes they do. That student had been approached by an adult member of the community, and it was wholly inappropriate, and she was devastated that this could happen in the context of what's going on in the world, and she's just trying to be there and be a friendly community member, and somebody tried to take advantage of that. I happened to be sitting next to the inbound chair for her district, the host district, and he looked at me and said, what's wrong? And I said, she's in trouble. Here's what's happening. And he immediately picked up his phone and said, Joe, you got to do this. Can you do this? And within 3 hours, that student was placed with another family in a nearby city, could still attend the same school, but didn't ever have to interact with that person again. And of course, law enforcement dealt with the issue at hand. But for me to see how really, as a Rotarian, you are connected with the world. The 2,000 plus members of our district, that's just one small region of what Rotary is. So don't ever forget that if you got an idea in Swat Valley, you see a crisis happening. I know I have friends who used to be Rotarians, but are still very active in the community as a service they have accepted, and are hosting a refugee from Ukraine for 2 years. Lots of those, Christina. And so there are many, many ways that as Rotarians, you may have an idea that you hear within the club that you can amplify and run with worldwide. Don't ever forget that, and share your stories about that, because that's how people understand the power of what we could do if we just go beyond ourselves and share that idea. We got some fun stuff coming up. Foundation celebrations. If everybody's welcome to attend both. October 8th is the Southern District Foundation celebration, and then October 15th, right here in Humboldt, we'll have our Dinner North. I know Lazo and a lot of the Youth Exchange kids will be there helping out, although he doesn't know that yet. And it's an opportunity to reflect as a district with our regional clubs at what we have been achieving and accomplishing, and what we're looking at doing in the short and near future, and celebrating that. So if you can, please consider attending. It's a great way to interact with Rotarians outside the club and understand that we're both unique and the same. It's very special to be able to do that. And then District Conference 2023 in May, Canocti Harbor and Resort. I know Jennifer has all kinds of fun things planned. Do you want to say anything a little bit about what she's got planned, or you want to leave that for her? Sorry. I know you've been talking with her about it as president. Yeah. Okay, leave it for her. Fair enough. Just know that it's going to be fun, and it'll be warmer than it will be here. And then International Convention in Australia. Who's made that flight before? I haven't. You've been, oh my gosh, we got a few. Okay, it's doable, right? You went, you came back, you got over the jet lag, and you didn't get eaten by any of the 30,000. Wow, you going? Yay. Anybody else thinking of going to international?
That's my district from exchange.
Oh my gosh, well, you gotta go, right? All right, get a seat next to Terry. Okay, but that's yet another opportunity to connect yourself with the world in Rotary.
Excuse me, can I
Yes.
just add two things quickly? Please do come to the foundation dinner. You're gonna hear our club's name a lot. Please come to the foundation dinner. It's going to be at Sequoia Conference Center. It can't be closer. Canocti has been closed for a long time, but we've had a lot of great district conferences there. It's really fun. It's a nice, it's pretty easy to get to. There was talk back in the day that would be a permanent place for our Rotary district conferences because it really is the middle of the district. And plus, when you're there, you're kind of a captive audience, and district governors do like the seats filled with warm Rotarian rears and not people off doing something else.
Right.
And the international convention, it's a long way, but
It's a long way from home, but it is home, right? When you get there, since you've been, I know probably to more than anybody at an international conference, what's your overarching concern that keeps you going back?
The thing about them is that all of us, regardless of where we're from, we have this huge commonality of being in Rotary and loving Rotary. And you're going to see projects from all over the world, people from all over the world, and you'll never be the same. You really will see how big it is. We went to the one in Brisbane in 2003, maybe. And the other thing about Australia is the people are amazingly friendly. They also will, at the drop of a hat, drag you off somewhere to share a beer with you and hear your story and go to rugby matches. So it's a really great experience. I can't say enough great things
Marty, you
about it.
must be an honorary Australian.
Is that what you said? You're going for the beer? Reason enough. Just, go. If it fits within your budget and you have the time, go. Okay. Our international president, Jennifer, wanted to leave us with a quote from Clem Renault. Rotary takes ordinary men and women and gives them extraordinary opportunities to do more with their lives than they ever dreamed possible. And I can speak firsthand that is true. Without all of you in this club, there are things that I would never have had the opportunity to achieve. And we do that together. And I'm so happy to be part of this club. And I know that, as Terry said, we're making a name for ourselves as a club. And we are spoken of often and in good favor with the district and Rotary International. So thank you, everybody, for being part of that and contributing to that. Thank you.